been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentleman.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have been required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And finally, they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue, the president's reportedly asking his staff, whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani, There's a simple answer. No. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Guess it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he get a
about
pardon
this.
also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people. Commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama-Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators thinking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yeah, I know. I already know. What do I know? I know I'm late. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the PDawg Knight Channel, where I'm late. So what are they going to do about it? Anyway, hi, how you doing? It's Wednesday, hump day, and I am happy to be here. I'm happy that those of you who are here showing up, and thanks for dropping in. Did I put the right link in the thing today? Oh, good, I did. All right, anyway, so today I'm doing something a little different, roll the tape day, which is going to be also be known as Insta-Wednesdays, because I'm just going to we're going to react to some TikTok and Instagram videos on these days, or shorts or whatever. Today it'll be all Instagram, because that's where I was saving a bunch of stuff that I was going to do some reaction videos to. And I just, I haven't gotten to it. And I'm like, well, let's just do it today. Let's do it live. We'll do it live. But first, of course, we had to say hi to everybody. I'm going to get through this little preliminary stuff quickly as I can so we can get to the video. There's some good stuff I saved. And first in chat today is Somnambul Nation. You are the winner today. That's a rare occurrence, not, because, AD is very, 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 very diligent. But anyway, also good morning, Avocados Diablo is there. Also good morning, Trippy Liberty, what's up, my brother? Resolute Germ, Lewis is back, and Mike Savage, Blarg. Plague Trucker Zach, nice to have you back. Pope Tyranius the Third, the Blessed Lich is here. Good morning. Also, Kara Soldier, Big Dave 1066, Jonathan Peterson, up bright and early. JB's in the house. I said Somnambul Nation because you were first. Reaccion Puerto Rico, you lovely island of tropical breezes. Also, good morning to Johnny Boomer Tech, who's doing his job. Blue-eyed screams in the house. What's up, Jesse Leon? What up? That's been a while. Also, good morning to Green Badger Outdoors. I think, did I say Tyler F already? Well, I'm saying it right damn now. Also, thanks to everyone who has already presented the show on X or wherever else you share the show. Let's start with Somnambul Nation, of course. You know what I forgot to do? Hang on a second. Let me pull this back down. I got to go pin this so I don't have the wrong thing pinned to my my profile. There we go. Anyway, thank you, Somnambul Nation. Dropping a link as always, and then Reaction on Puerto Rico. Put this GIF, whatever. I say GIF, but I always say GIF for people who don't. Apparently, I was really worried about the president when that happened too. I was like, oh God, he's gonna break a hip or something. That would suck. And that's just me having some empathy for the old man. Greetings from Mount Funkmore from Somnambul Nation with James Brown's George Clinton. Looks like Sly Stone, and of course I wouldn't say the king, because the king of funk would be, I suppose, James Brown, but Prince, the amazing protege and multi-talented one. So greetings from Mount Funkmore. Also, thanks to people retweeted the show. JB, Ty Alexander, Somnambul Nation, Reaction Puerto Rico, and Resolute Germ. Appreciate that. Good morning, Maddie. I didn't get to do that the other day. I saw you here, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't do a hi to Maddie. Got to drop the trunk. How are you feeling, well, my friend? I haven't talked to you for a while. We got to chat one of these days. Also, thank you, Tyre, with the daily Ric Flair. Woo! And then I'm not sure who this is, Germ. Who is this wrestler? I don't know this one. This must be that in-between area when I never paid attention to wrestling at all. I don't really pay attention to it that much now either, but I just don't know who that is. Somebody tell me. Hello. Oh, Rock Hopper's here. Man from down under. Good morning, Rock Hopper. What's up? Who is this guy? Can somebody tell me who this is? Oh, is that the Miz? What's he doing dressed like that? No, the Miz is awesome. He's a great interview. He kind of, when The Rock left and you needed a good interview, you went to the Miz. Even though he's not a very big dude, but it doesn't look like the Miz though. Are you sure? Sorry, I'm coughing. Today's coffee is brought to you by Grandpa, established 2022. That'd be me. All right, and then Mike Savage, let us go, of course, and the Daily. What the hell happened here? I'm choking. The Daily Samurai movie post from JB. Let's go. And oh, damn. And then we got Mike flying through the air. Thank you, Green Badger Outdoors. And all right, so there you go. That's everyone who shared the show. I appreciate it. Always share the show. Always hit the like button. How are we doing the likes? Let's check that out. 22 people, 11 likes. That ratio is terrible. Come on, people. It's work. Just hit the like button. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. You take your finger, if you're on a phone, you go like that, or you click with your mouse and clickety, and it's done. You don't have to think about it later. Hit the damn like button. What's wrong with you people? Damn. Well, those who haven't done it yet. All right, let's, oh, did I not even, oh my God, I didn't even put this in, I did not even put this in over on, Crapinella. Well, holy Crapinella. Let me fix this. I mess it up here as usual. Let's get this over on Locals, which I didn't do. I feel bad now. I don't know if anyone uses Locals. Usually Locals is the best place to get your notifications because they come almost instantly versus YouTube, which sometimes take 20 minutes or so. So there you go. Now I put it on Locals too. And if you don't follow me on Locals, and you don't have to be a member on Locals, just you can follow me, and that's you'll get those notifications. But I would appreciate if you want to do just a monthly type deal, you can do that on Locals. I've never collected on Locals. I should probably check to see if there's anything in there. Anyway, thank you, Tyre Alexander. I'm sorry, I did it again. I gotta stop doing that. Thank you for the donation, and from Pope Tyrannius the Third, drop a $2.30 in the tip jar, and that makes you, Johnny. That makes you.
You are
the new Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day. Contributing to the Lady Boomer. What do I have? The Spain wedding trip fund. Oh, that was supposed to be Mother's Day fund. Well, whatever. What is that? Oh yeah, because we're gonna need some extra batteries just in case the power goes out. So you can drop that into the extra battery fund. Anyway, Tyrannus, the Pope says in the book of Kneecaps, we are told the story of PDawg the Knight. He was one of the elders and refused to be on time. He was declared a boomer by the people. It is commanded by blessed dead, lo the boomer shall be on time, or I shall smite him. Okay, I got to make sure that I'm on time so I am not smited by Pope Tyrannius III. So thank you, Pope Tyrannius. Appreciate it. And you are a great American or something like that. All right, let's get through some of the, I'm going to really skim through the trending topics. Oh, wait, I missed the penguin. Oh, that was me. I did the penguins. Never mind. And another thank you. Who's Eileen? Come on, Eileen. No, I swear doesn't mean. Oh, this is just some of those random, like all the what am I trying to say here? Easy for me to say. The Twitter X whatever accounts that's usually just some pretty face pictures or something, and then you're trying to figure out why did this person follow me, and then you realize I leaned over and her cousin Ben, and they're from Mississippi. Never mind. Anyway, it's not even a real account, and you're just like, I try to delete those from my followers as often as possible, but I've kind of haven't done it for a while. Anyway, that's someone else who liked the post. It's a bot or some shit. Anyway, all right. I can't believe I made that bend over joke. Anyway, thou shalt be smote. Okay, there you go. 230 from, oh, that's the blessed angel will get you 1 D cell. Yeah, no, I know. And I'm talking about I have like 2 of these portable batteries for like recharging phones or whatever that I carry around, and I usually take them when I travel too, because you never know how well the power is going to be where you are, or even if it's going to be anywhere near where you need it. So anyway, I don't know why I'm still talking about that. So let's first, it is hump day. Let's get through the whatchamacallit, the trending topics. Hump day today. Hump day. And I thought it would be nice to well, first of all, just a reminder of why I say hump day. And I like that. I always liked this commercial. I thought it was funny. And I am not sponsored by Geico, but I feel like this commercial was always kind of cute. And so we're going to actually play the commercial today.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Mm-hmm. Julie, hey, guess what day it is?
What day it is?
Oh, come on. I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Hump
Get
day!
happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, yeah. All right. So anyway, that's the whole hump day commercial. Now, anyone not old enough to remember that? Is anyone seeing that for the first time? Okay, if you've never seen that commercial before, drop a 1 in the chat. It's 12 years old. Well, I suppose everyone would be old enough. I didn't realize it was only 12. I thought it was longer than that. I thought it was like 20 years ago, but it's only 12 years old. So I'm sure you've all seen the commercial. I've always thought it was funny. Anyway, also for hump day, I dropped this one. This is I thought this was a cute little video here of some porpoises or dolphins or something playing in the surf. I was gonna run it one more time because they're like it's like they're doing they're slingshotting right out of the surf there. So anyway, clearly porpoises have fun. And then I do have one more that I only put on here for Avocados Diablo because you know how he is. He enjoys look, because when you scroll through the hump day thing, the trending topic, sometimes you get body parts you can't show on YouTube, but I think this one's safe for work, sort of. So I just figured I'd throw this one out there just for Avocados Diablo, so you can go back and scroll or go through the feed, and you can pause for whenever you want to do that. So there you go. There's your hump day stuff. Also trending Q1 GDP, which I'm sure all the people are going to be screaming and hollering. So apparently there was now you'll like the screen. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, real GDP down 0.3% in Q1. Someone else said 0.5%, but trade subtracted 4.8 percentage points. So excluding trade, the economy did not contract. Real consumption added 1.2%. Fixed investment added 1.3%. So not booming, but there was growth. Government spending subtracted 0.25%. Yeah, that's where I'm talking about. It should be that way. Now, other people are going to pronounce this in some different ways, though. So I'm going to go through this because, one of the things trending too, negative GDP. Well, it's negative because of 2 components. Trade and imports subtracted 4.83% on tariff front running, and government subtracted 0.25%. First negative government contribution since 2022. Government shrunk for the first time at all since 2022. So that's amazing. I'm frankly happy about that part. But anyway, so let's see how some people on X. Well, I don't care. You know what? You can do that yourself because I got to get through this. I want to get to the video portion today because we got a lot of videos to look at. So, but that the usual subjects are going to be hooting and hollering and almost like celebrating that happened during the first quarter. Again, someone here, GDP declines 0.3% as massive front-running tariffs caused imports to explode 41.3%, dragging GDP down by 5.03 basis points. Blah, blah. Government declined 1.4%. First drops in 2022. Meanwhile, investment exploded. 21.9% higher despite the headline number. This is a surprisingly good report. But, of course, then you have the Daily Krasenstein. The Daily Krasenstein. Breaking. Trump just got horrific news for his economy. Well, you maybe, if that's the way you want to interpret it, GDP down 0.3%, up 0.3% expected. Core PCE 3.5%. That's and then this means inflation is going up and GDP is negative. The odds of a recession are now approximately 74%. Inflation spiked after Trump tried claiming prices were going down. Not only are they still going up, but they're going up more than they were before. No, they're not. It's about the same, but whatever. So anyway, that, like I said, if you expect miracles in 100 days, you're an idiot. Be patient was trending. Now, this wasn't from Trump saying be patient. Apparently, someone from the United Auto Workers was on Fox News talking about being patient. Auto Workers for Trump founder Brian Pannebecker. I've been telling the people here in Detroit area, be patient, have faith, and trust Trump. This guy wrote the book on negotiations from Trump's Truth Social. So the words be patient are out there, which I agree. I mean, look, we're making some major changes, and some of them are very necessary. And look, if GDP goes down because government is down, I'm more than happy with that. Just saying. Morning, Cashapp, what's up? Also, Terry Moran is trending. Apparently, Trump had an interview on ABC News with Terry Moran, and Terry Moran was trying to tell Donald Trump that the tattoos on Abrego Garcia's hands, you know, the ones that are symbolizing MS-13, he was saying they were photoshopped. No, the tattoos weren't photoshopped, but some people did try to put an overlay saying what they meant. And more than one actual gang member has told us what they actually meant. And so that was kind of funny. You can watch that on your own. Other news, okay, I said Photoshop's also trending. Other news, Breitbart, Trump torches global elites politicians in his first 100-day speech. You get a speech over on, where did he do that? Oh, up in Michigan, I believe. Oh, no, yeah, Macomb County, Michigan. If you want to watch that speech, we may watch that one tomorrow. I got to get to my videos, though. Also the news, Wisconsin High Court has suspended the judge accused of helping the man evade ICE. That a judge that got arrested. Well, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, 4-3 liberal court, Democrat elected court, has suspended the judge. GDSOB's in the house, right? Yes. Wait, I could have sworn someone's talking to GD. Is GD here? I don't see. Oh, there you are. Hey, what up, GDSOB? I see you. Okay. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has suspended a judge accused of helping a man evade immigration authorities, saying Tuesday that it is in the public interest to relieve her of her duties as she faces 2 federal charges. The FBI took Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan into custody Friday morning at the county courthouse. She has been charged with concealing an individual to prevent his discovery and arrest and obstructing or appending a proceeding. In the 2-page order, the court said it was acting to protect public confidence in Wisconsin courts during the criminal proceedings against Dugan. The order noted that the court was acting on its own initiative and it was not responding to a request from anyone. So they were, of course they were, because they don't listen to anyone but in the Trump administration anyway. So that's some big news. We'll see how that trial goes. Also in the news, California, there's a California bill right now. I mean, California is just insane. California bill would decriminalize welfare fraud if it's under $25,000. In 2014, voters overwhelmingly voted in favor of a new law reducing the criminal penalties for theft, raising the bar for grand larceny from $400 to $950, and making it difficult, if not nearly impossible, to prosecute many robbery suspects. And it went about as you expect. People constantly stealing shit because as long as it's under $950, they wouldn't get prosecuted. Well, now they have a bill that would decriminalize welfare fraud that's less than $25,000. So if you have welfare fraud of $24,500, you're in the clear, baby. It's a freebie from the state of California. Land of shitty ideas. All right, got to move on. Next, also the news, those Democrats that went down to visit, what's his name, something Abrego Garcia. You know, the 4 Democrats went to El Salvador. Well, apparently, when they Kilmar, Abrego Garcia, when they went to go visit Kilmar, well, of course, you know, Democrats can't stay at a Motel 6. They stayed in a luxury Hyatt resort while they were down there because, hey, if it's on the taxpayers, what the hell? Nobody cares. So, yeah, there's a story about that in the Daily Caller. In the Daily Wire, there's also a story. Feds say they've captured the Tren de Aragua leader who flaunted grenades on social media. I don't know if they have a clip of him doing that, but yeah, he was talking about how he was going to blow some shit up. And now he got blown up into the jail cell and probably will be sent back to, let's see, that's Venezuelan gangs. I don't know if he'll go back to, they'll probably send him to El Salvador too. Anyway. And finally in the news, the Department of Education has ruled that University of Pennsylvania, violated Title IX for allowing Leah Thomas on the women's swimming team. The University of Pennsylvania is in big trouble with the Trump administration for letting Leah Thomas be on its women's swimming team. On Monday, the Education Department Office of Civil Rights announced that the University of Pennsylvania violated Title IX by denying women equal opportunities by permitting males to compete in women's intercollegiate athletics and to occupy women-only intimate facilities. This is directly tied to Thomas's presence on the swimming team in 2022. So what the Biden administration gave a wink and a nod to, the Trump administration said, hey, get the fuck out of that bathroom. So there you go. All right, those are the news items for today. Now, I said today I'm going to be doing something different. And this was suggested to me a long time ago, but I just, I don't do it as often. I'm going to start taking on Wednesdays. I was going to remember the Tic Tac Tuesdays. Well, I forgot to keep doing that, but I'm going to try to remember this. And we'll just call it Insta-Wednesday for now, even though it's hump day. And we're going to watch videos because I'd been saving a whole bunch of videos to actually go back making videos again. But I never get to it. So I figured, why don't we just watch a few of them on here? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? So today, we're going to watch a few videos, and these are just ones that I saved in my Instagram thing. And when I have a whole little save section called video ideas and reaction videos, and we're going to watch a bunch of videos today. So let's enjoy the show. And I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to put these on here yet. Let's see. Should we do middle? Oh, this will fit on here. All right. Well, let's start with. We'll just start with the. Now, this one here is some meeting, okay? This one here is some meeting. I don't know where it's from. It's World Bank meeting, and just listen to this woman. Hang on a sec. I want you to listen to this woman. And this is something called patriotic. The account's called Patriotic Millionaires. When our founder and president, Erica Payne, told a packed room of the 3 things the world should do to seize the moment while America's in crisis, she made it explicitly clear what was on the line if we don't act urgently on taxing the ultra-rich. Now, what's funny about this, this is at a World Bank meeting, and I'm trying to, the International Monetary Fund. What's wild about this, the way she's talking about, she's thinking like the entire world should tax people. Listen to this. Listen to this nonsense. And I'll read the caption here in a minute. Listen to this.
We actually have a beautiful opportunity in front.
A beautiful opportunity. A beautiful opportunity. Listen. You're gonna hear this, and I was dumbfounded when I heard this. Here we go.
In front of us, with the United States being such an unmitigated disaster as it currently is.
Now, are we a disaster? I don't think we're a disaster right now. That's what they want to say. They keep talking about chaos and Trump or whatever. Wait for it, though. Listen to this shit.
Okay, so there is the opportunity, and within that opportunity, I would suggest 3 things. The first one, We have to have a global asset registry. We have to know.
A global asset registry. Listen to those words. Global asset registry. Not an American asset registry, or your country here, your country there asset registry. A global asset registry. Wait for it, listen to it more.
Who has the freaking money?
Of a global asset registry of people who have the freaking money. I'm telling you, because there's an easy extrapolation on this when she gets done. Listen to the rest.
And if they don't want you to know that they have the money or how much money they have, chances are they got it from somewhere they shouldn't have gotten it from, and they're spending it on something they shouldn't be spending it from.
So, and I was thinking about I was thinking about this. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. Yeah, boy. When she said that part right there, so she's talking about all the people who have money, like all the billionaires, whatever, right? Well, let's see. And I think it's just a handful that we talk about a lot. Elon Musk, obviously, is the wealthiest man in the world. Did he do anything that he should have been doing to get the money? Building companies, sending rockets and satellites into space, finding a big, saving the planet with his electric vehicles. The shit that he does. Now, granted, they hate Twitter, but fuck them. I don't give a shit. Or I think, okay, who else? Jeff Bezos, yeah, he built a system that moves goods from place to place and gets people shit they want for a little bit less money, whatever. I mean, he built a business, right? Should he not have been building a business? How about the Saudis? Should they not sell their oil? Like, they shouldn't have been selling their oil, or any other people who sell their oil. I mean, most people are super wealthy, got there by doing stuff, investing or whatever. Is this something they shouldn't have been doing? Anyway, I'm going to let you finish, crazy lady.
So, number one, a global asset registry. Number two, we have to facilitate an international conversation.
International conversation of what
is enough. And that if there is a number that is enough, there is a number that is too much.
Oh, is there?
We believe that money becomes power. And when power threatens your democracy, you have to take away power, and the only way to take away that power is by taking away the money.
So we should just take your shit. Now, again, supposedly she's only talking about the super wealthy, right? She's only talking about we should just take your shit. What? And now remember, now on the scale that she's talking about, certainly she's only talking about the billionaires, right? She's only talking about the billionaires because she's only a millionaire, right? So what? And who determines how much you do with it? like what does Elon Musk do with his money? Should you have a say in it? And oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna let her finish.
And the only way to take away the money is taxation.
Which is always their answer. Now, on the big scale of things, if you're talking internationally, globally, you keep saying globally, right? Well, most Americans are in the top 1% of income earners in the world. If you think about it. I mean, if you take everyone in the world, what's too much? Are you going to plan a little city where I can have a 10 by 10 apartment because I have too much? I don't have too much, trust me. Anyway, and then she has one other thing.
So number three, forget progressivity.
Forget
All right?
progressivity.
Forget progressivity, unless by progressivity you mean taxation that makes people less rich. This is not about a 2% wealth tax.
Penalizing success.
This is about taxation in order to preserve human freedom, to preserve the... We actually...
Tax extreme wealth. This is about taxation to preserve freedom and the planet. This bitch scares the shit out of me. And I'm not super wealthy. I'm not even wealthy. I don't consider myself, I'm, entrenched in the lower middle class. We just prepare ourselves to do shit because we save a lot of money to do the things we like to do. That's about it. Insane. Hello, Annalyn. What's up? That's insane. And the fact that they call themselves patriotic millionaires, and notice she said globally too. So does she mean that there should be a tax on the super wealthy that goes to some world fund like the International Monetary Fund? Ooh, lordy, lady, kiss all of my ass. All right, that's the first one. Now, not all of these are this maddening. Some of these, these are in random order. I got another one here. This one's about climate change. And actually, this is what I actually kind of like because me being I'm not saying there's no such thing as climate change because climate change is real. Throughout the history of the world, climate change is real. So anyway, this is a good one. Oh.
For the last 4,000 years. So if people say,
let's try this again.
Well,
let's try this again.
We have been cooling down for the last 4,000 years.
Oh, what?
So if people say, the planet's warming. Well, it's all about when you start the measurements. If we look at the last 38 years, there has been no change in temperature. If we look in the last 150 years, we've had 3 warming periods and 3 cooling periods with a total warmth of about 0.6 degrees Celsius. Now, I wonder why it warms. I mean, 1850, what happened then? Oh, yes, that was the end of the Little Ice Age. Do you think it's going to warm or cool after a Little Ice Age?
And thus, my T-shirts, and you can find them in my Teespring store connected to this channel, global warming. Ever since the Ice Age. Yeah, there have been warming and cooling periods in every cycle. And like he said, it depends on when you ask. Warming since when? So since the little ice age of the 1850s, because that's all our temperature record shows. Our so-called temperature record. Now, obviously they do ice core samples and tell you what the climate was through going back to about 150,000 years. But yeah, our temperature record that they use right now is only since the little ice age, and there have been warming and cooling periods the whole time anyway.
Of course it's going to warm. So if you start taking measurements from 1850 and the Industrial Revolution, we have been warming. If you take measurements from the medieval warming, we've been cooling.
And there's been a downward
cooling
cooling
about
trend.
5 degrees since then. If you take measurements from the Roman warming, we've cooled about 5 degrees. So as soon as someone tells you...
In fact, even if you go back, I wish I could... unfortunately, you can't move this backwards. I don't think you can. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Today on how...
Oh, sorry. Anyway.
52 years of documented school shootings in America.
Hang on a second. If you notice on his chart, I'll play again.
So if people say,
if you notice on his chart too, even the coolest periods of prior ages are warmer than we are at now. I'll let his chart pop back up here.
If we look in the last 150 years, we've had 3 warming periods and 3 cooling periods with a total warmth of about 0.6 degrees Celsius. Now, I wonder why it warms.
And no, this temperature change, even over this time, is no more than 5 degrees if you look at the scale of his graph.
I mean, 1850, what happened then? Oh, yes, that was the end of the Little Ice Age. Do you think it's going to warm or cool after a little ice age? Of course it's going to warm. So
look, so we're here in this little red spot where it's been warming since the little ice age. But when you go back to this Minoan warming period, which got up to, look, the scale's only from 32 to 28. And I don't know what the negative is, but whatever. The lowest point in earlier ages are still warmer than it is today. The trend has been going down, for thousands of years. So it's kind of, going back, this is going back 4,000 years. 4,000 years ago, the earth was warming and it was at the low point. That was a global cooling point. And then it had some warming going up and down, but climate change is constant. And this is not unusual to have these periods where there are spikes and great dips in the climate. So
you start taking measurements from 1850 in the Industrial Revolution, we have been warming. If you take measurements from the medieval warming, we've been cooling. We've cooled about 5 degrees since then. If you take measurements from the Roman warming, we've cooled about 5 degrees. So as soon as someone tells you, oh, it's warming.
Since when?
The reply you give is, since when?
Since the Ice Age. All right, there you go. All right, next. What's the next one here? Let's see. Oh, well, this is her. Let's try this one here real quick. This is concerning healthcare in Canada. Now, some of you Canadians, where are my Canadian friends? Are they here? A few of you, a couple of you here. Anyway, this is about healthcare in Canada. I was mentioning this. I mentioned this one before, but this is now you'll recognize this topic here. Oh, come on! I hate when that happens.
MRI to see if I have a fucking.
Can I do this again? Will it do it there right? No, it won't. Hang on. All right, let's go back. Hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, well, forget this. Let's just do it again. There we go. Here we go.
On how fucked is Canadian healthcare? I need an MRI.
Oh, by the way, so because there's another one on Medicare for All. I think I'll show that one too. But let's do this is on Canadian healthcare. This lady has they want to do an MRI for a brain tumor. Just to get the long story short.
Fucking brain tumor, and go ahead, guess when it is. Go ahead, guess. It's in 2026.
So and this video is about 6 months old. This is the first time I saw it. She may have a brain tumor and they're scheduling an MRI. And again, this is 6 months old. Her appointment for an MRI in Canada is January 15th, 2026.
2026. My MRI to see if I have a brain tumor is in 2026. It's March 2025 right now. And if you thought this was bad, it's actually worse than you thought.
No, it's 3 months ago.
Because the appointment where we decided that I need this MRI was in December of last year. So it's not like it's 10 months from now. It's 13 months. It's a 13-month wait to see if I have a brain tumor. At first, I just thought this was a mistake because having an MRI every year is like a monitoring timeline. Like I already have an MRI every year for my spine tumor, which is why we think maybe I have a brain tumor too. So I was like, hey, they just made a mistake and scheduled this on a monitoring timeline. But no, I called and the clinic was like, yeah, the doctor actually requested that you have it earlier, but this is the next spot we have. We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs.
So, and I mentioned, because my wife had a problem with her foot, a nagging problem with her foot. And so the doctor said, well, we got the scan, but we should probably do an MRI too, which they scheduled for 2 days later. Now, and like Mayo Clinic here, someone said Mayo Clinic's full of Canadians. In fact, one of the first comments on here, the Mayo Clinic in Arizona is full of Canadians. The whole parking lot is filled with cars with Canadian plates. This would be why. Well, maybe I would think the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota would be filled with more Canadians because it's easier to drive to Rochester. But you get the point. Lots of Canadians end up coming over here to get that type of care. Not that, certainly well care in Canada is probably pretty good, I would guess. I don't know. Canadians, you can pipe in on that. But that's why Canada can claim they never deny service. You're right, because they can just wait you out and maybe you'll just die from that brain tumor first. Let's see. Did I have another Canadian healthcare one at somewhere? Is this one? Well, I'll just stay doing this in order. All right, next one. This one, I can't remember what this one is. Let's see what this one is. Hang on.
Documented school shootings in America.
Oh, yeah, this
conducted
one.
by teenagers. Do you know 100% of them were on either an antidepressant or on a barbiturate drug for anxiety? And
now I'm curious. What he's saying that they did a study of school shootings for 52 years. 100% were on some sort of antidepressant. I don't know if I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but if that's true, where are the pharmaceutical companies? Anyway, let him continue.
Every one of these antidepressants, including Prozac, Zoloft, Xanax, you name them, all these anti-anxiety drugs and antidepressants, do you know every single one of them are published to increase the risk of suicide behavior and actions, and I quote, lead to violent and homicidal actions. 100% of all school shooters, for the documented 52 years of history, we've been tracking them and studying them, 100% of all the shooters were on drugs that are published and prescribed by your medical doctor, brought to you by CVS and Walgreens and others.
That's wild. That is insane. And if that's true. They do know. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they know. They know what's happening. All right, next. What's the next one here? This is another one about more global warming, and something that I think is important. This video is sponsored by Pfizer. Yeah, this video is not sponsored by Pfizer or anybody else. Here's another one about climate change. By the way, I guess is it in Sweden or Netherlands that they're putting a tax on cattle farming per head of cattle? Like, there's some crazy amount. Oh, Norway. I think it was in Norway. They have put a tax on cattle farming, that they tax you for the number of cattle you have because methane. It's dumb. Here's the. Oh, maybe this guy talks about this. Here we go.
The Earth is getting greener, and it's from tailpipe emissions.
In Netherlands?
NASA did a study and found that since the 80s, the Earth has actually been getting greener. Places like China, India, and the Arctic. And it's from carbon dioxide, the same stuff that the after-treatment systems and the EPA are trying to get rid of. And a greener Earth means more carbon is being pulled out of the air. And due to
if they're really serious about climate change due to carbon dioxide, plant some fucking trees and shut the fuck up. That's my suggestion. Greta, get off your ass and get on a tree planting campaign. That's what you should be doing, bitch.
Process called
I can call her bitch because she's over 18 now. I'd never call her a bitch when she was under 18, but now, bitch!
Evapotranspiration, it's actually helping to cool the planet. This global greening has already shaved off 0.5 degree, and they expect it to keep going. And this quote is actually in the article. It's ironic that the very same carbon emissions responsible for harmful changes to the climate are also fertilizing plant growth, which in turn is moderating global warming. We've been told for years that oil, gas, and trucks are the reason for global warming, and they're the problem, but it turns out that oil might actually be part of the solution.
No, don't tell the Just Stop Oil people that, though. They would be really pissed off to hear that. They'd be like, you're lying. You lie. You lie like a rug. All right, let's see. I'm going to just keep going because I want to get through these. There's a few more. This guy's going to piss me off, I think, though. I can't remember why I saved this one, but we'll see. Here we go. Oh, he's such a
This question is for anybody who is not an American.
Oh,
anybody who
this is
not
interesting. This is
in the
interesting.
United States. If you are in the United States and you want an answer to this question too, just a heart. Just give me a like.
Yeah, well, let's see what you got to say
That way we know
first.
how many people want an answer to this. But do not comment if you are in the States. I want these comments reserved for anybody who is not an American, anybody who is not in the United States.
Yes,
Here's
we
my
know.
question.
The glasses.
What do you see? What do you see happening here? What is getting reported on about what is happening in the United States here?
Now, again, the key here is what is being reported on. And obviously you're relying on media that has a slant. Also, someone asked, why are you wearing women's glasses? That's a good question. And then, well, I'm gonna let this go, but he poisons the well while he asks the question. That's the problem. This is not the way to ask a neutral question, but listen to him.
We need to know what you see, whether you're in Belgium or France or in Uganda or anywhere. I don't care if you're in China. Anywhere but the United States. What do you see getting reported about what's happening here? Please drop it in my comments.
Because guess who runs the media? I mean, they're going on API or UPI, AP. What's this? AF? Is that the France one? I mean, look, if you're asking what the media is saying, well, they're going to say all negative shit because they say negative. They don't like Trump. They're going to say negative shit. But listen to how he finishes this.
Comments. And then I would like to ask you a really important question. Since we here have decided to become 1930s Germany.
Wait a minute. How are you going to get if you're going to have a neutral question and then you say, oh, we're 1930s Germany. Aren't you poisoning the well immediately by this? This is not an honest question.
Who out there is going to become our 1940s America?
Oh, are you asking for someone to attack us? Is that what you're looking for? For other parts of the world to attack us? Now, as I go through these questions, you can tell that you're only the media that they listen to. Now, I don't even know who this guy is. Stop Trash World. So obviously this man's following is going to be very like-minded to him. But so New Zealander here watching America implode into a Handmaid's Tale is really sad. Feel for your guys. That tells me you have no idea what the United States is like, and you have no idea how big and diverse this country is. How is it devolving into the Handmaid's Tale? You got to be fucking kidding me. We can't get women to shut the fuck up. Which is, I'm not telling I want women to shut the fuck up, but I think you know my point. Sweden here, you are not a democracy anymore. How? How do you know? This tells me you're watching media that is shaping your view that has no fucking idea what's going on here. Sadly, the orange dictator guy that recommended people drink bleach for COVID is now running your economy and all hours and works actively against women and other educated people and also wants to confiscate other countries. 1930 is back. Really? Germany here, repeating our history. It's full of comments like that. I'll leave it. There's links to all these videos, so you'll see it later. Let's move on because I'm out of time, but I'm going to keep going. In the words of Elvis Presley, fuck it. Okay, next. I like this one. This is where I'm going to actually make a video about this next one. Because this is where I think Elon Musk can find a lot of waste. And this pharmacist explains it very adeptly.
And Dawg are looking at Medicare easy cut.
Although he doesn't know how to say Doge. But anyway, here, I'm going to start this again.
Since Elon and Dawg are looking at Medicare for easy cuts, I thought I could help. The medication is dimethylfumarate, and Medicare paid for the prescription 155,000 times.
155,000 times. Listen to this.
On average, They paid $3,800 each, which means that they spent $590 million on just one drug.
Did you hear that? $800 each for this drug, 155,000 times paid by Medicare for this drug. I want you to get that stuck in your head right now and listen.
In just 1 year. But at my pharmacy that doesn't use insurance, that prescription only costs $65. $65? If all 155,000 prescriptions were filled at that price, it would have cost $10 million total. So Medicare overpaid by $580 million on just that one drug in only 1 year.
And it's not just Medicare, but this is where the fact that the pharmacy companies have contributed to politicians the most of any industry, and why they're the most profitable fucking companies in the world is because they know that if they can force Medicare to pay for it, they make a lot more money. If they can force your insurance company to pay for it, they make a lot more money. Because if you just go to a pharmacy, I figured that out when I was going to get some medications for my mother-in-law. Okay. And she, she's on Medicare and whatever, and a lot of times those things are free to her. And I asked one time, I'm like, well, what would that have cost if I had just paid for it? Like $3. And I didn't ask what Medicare is paid for because I don't care. But I was like, holy shit, you could have got this whole prescription for $3. And yeah, she ended up paying. I don't know what Medicare paid for, but I'm sure that's a lot of. I bet there's tons of examples. It's like the military spending $4,500 for a fucking hammer. I'm sure that this is where a massive waste is. All right, let me finish. Let him finish.
So how can I offer it at such a ridiculously discounted price?
Because that's what it costs.
It's not magic. That's just the real price. The only reason Medicare is paying that much is because the pharmacy benefits manager that Medicare uses to tell them how much to pay for prescriptions is lying. They do that because they make more money if the medications cost more. Mm-hmm. If that sounds like an obvious conflict of interest that we could solve by just getting rid of a middleman, you'd be right. So let's do that. Cancel the PBM contracts and let's save some money. I got some more bad news though. Your insurance also uses a PBM and they also rip you off. If you want to see if you're paying too much for your prescription, go to forestparkpharmacy.com to look at our price checker.
Which means you're also probably paying too much for health insurance, Obamacare, or anything similar. Ha! There you go. Everyone knows the Pentagon isn't buying $5,000 hammers. That's an accounting trick. Well, oh, you mean like money laundering trick? Is that what you mean by that? That very well could be. All right, let's do one more. Let's see here. We did that one already. I don't know what this one is. Oh, this is another climate. This is another climate one. I was like really high on the climate ones today. Let me make sure I got this. Okay, we'll take that off. All right, here we go. There's the next one. That's this one.
The point of this is.
Oh, by the way, this is Al Gore and climate experts in 2007. Listen carefully.
You can see what I have seen all
these years. Is that the hockey stick?
It just keeps going up. It is relentless.
Oh, it's relentless.
And now we're beginning to see the impact in the real world.
Yes.
This is Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh my God!
30 years ago,
look at all that snow on Mount Kilimanjaro.
And a friend of mine just came back from Kilimanjaro.
Oh,
with a picture he took
there's
a couple
no
months
snow.
ago.
I'm sure.
Another friend, Lonnie Thompson.
Yeah. Are there seasons on top of Kilimanjaro? I really don't know. But anyway, this is weird. Look at this picture.
Studies glaciers. Here's Lonnie with a last sliver of one of the once.
How did you get that last sliver of glacier looking like that? How did they do that? Does that happen? By the way, if you take a glass of water, okay, and you have some ice cubes in it, and you're in the middle of the summer, you're out by the pool or wherever you sit outside in the patio or whatever, and it's a hot day, and you got an ice cube, got a big old bunch of ice cubes in it, and then you let the ice cubes melt because you forgot to drink your drink and it's sitting out there. Now at the beginning, the ice melts kind of slowly in that drink, right? But then when you get to that like last cube in the ice, in the glass and whatever, and it kind of melts faster because there's less of it left. Isn't that how the glaciers work? Because like the glaciers have been melting since the Ice Age. Remember, it's global warming ever since the Ice Age. And like, because if there were no warming, I'd be sitting on 100 feet of ice right now because Minnesota was covered in ice. But now it's covered in a bunch of lakes where the ice was left, it melted and shit and went underground and whatever. And so, anyway, my point was global warming ever since the Ice Age. Okay, let me finish this.
Within the decade,
no snow on Kilimanjaro. Remember, that's the point here. No. Oh, wait a minute. Are these dudes out on Kilimanjaro with a shit ton of snow? Because he said there'd be no snow on Kilimanjaro by 2020. That's what Al Gore said in 2007. There would be no snow on Kilimanjaro in 2020, and yet these guys are, I don't know if they're telemark skiing or what they're doing out there at Kilimanjaro, but there's a shit ton of snow on it, and so Al Gore was wrong again. No shit, no doubt. Al Gore was wrong again because he's always fucking wrong. So anyway, all right. Should I do one more climate change one? Do I have, I don't have that one. I didn't save the other climate change one. All right, and then we'll just finish up with let's finish up with one more Doge one here. Hang on a second here. Is this a Doge or something about Elon Musk? Oh no, this is about the evil billionaire Elon Musk, and what things that aren't happening. There's a few others, but I'm not going to get to them because I only have time for one more. Here we go. This is what about Elon Musk, and well, I'll let you take the theme when you figure it out.
Elon Musk came in, bought up Riviera Tool and Die.
Now, Elon Musk came in and bought Riviera Tool and Die, and I'm sure he, acted like one of those equity investor type peoples and ran it to the ground and run it out of business, and they no longer have any jobs at this tool and die place, right? Is that what happened with Elon Musk? After he bought this company, Riviera Tool and Die, is that what happened? Okay, let's find out.
And this was before Donald Trump became president. So he came.
Donald Trump, he mentioned him.
Came in, bought up Riviera Tool and Die because he wanted to start producing his stamping tools in the United States instead of Asia, because he was realizing there was a lot of problems that they were encountering with these foreign-made tools, and it's hard to solve a problem when you have a language barrier. He created jobs. So he bought up Riviera Tool and Die in Grand Rapids, and when he bought that up, he took a company that was on the verge of bankruptcy that couldn't hire anybody, turned it into something awesome. I mean, the number of people that Tesla Grand Rapids now hires to build stamping tools right here in Grand Rapids. And then not just that, he farms out the work that Tesla Grand Rapids can't handle to Auto Die, to Artiflex, to Greenville Tool and Die, to Walker Tool and Die, to basically every die shop here in this region is making stuff for Tesla.
American made,
but it's in the thousands.
I didn't think you could do that anymore.
He's created just in West Michigan because he wanted to make his parts in America. How can you hate that? They can't. And Elon Musk came in.
They can hate it because he's Elon Musk. Now, I think one of the reasons I say this too, I always, there's that argument about Social Security and stuff, and how, these people are paying the Social Security and Elon Musk is going to cut it, even though they're not going to cut Social Security, although they need to figure out how to make it work better. But, a lot of people like to complain about they're super rich. They don't have to pay the full Social Security insurance. It gets cut off at $1.4 million. Then they don't have to pay any more in Social Security. Okay. Most of the people who, let's take Elon Musk, for example. So he saved this tool and die company in Michigan. And he's giving work to all these tool and die places around Michigan. And he's got all of his shit's American made. And he's got about 140,000 employees, right? And so when people complain that Elon Musk, he's a super rich billionaire, blah, 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 and doesn't have to pay Social Security beyond X number of dollars that he makes, y'all realize that all those 140,000 people that he employs, plus the peripheral guy that are employed, particularly just the ones he employs, You know, he has to match the Social Security contribution for all 140,000 of those workers. His companies do. And so, you know, that's remember that. Well, the rich don't have to pay Social Security beyond their first $1.4 million. Well, yeah, but a lot of, if they're owning a company, they're probably hiring a lot of people that they're paying half of theirs, because, you know, you pay half of the contribution and their employer pays half the contribution. So I always just find that interesting that no one remembers that. Hello, TC, what's up? All right, now am I going to put the other videos in here? I don't know if I am. I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to put the ones that we went through today, and we'll have some more next time. But that's it. I put in the aggregator in the links today. Here, let's do this real quick. Let me figure this out. Okay, now that I can close. Okay, close this. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm going to do this every Wednesday. We're just going to go through videos. I hope if you like it. If you don't, well, let me know in the comments or in the of the video later if you like doing this every once in a while. I thought it was kind of fun just watching videos and talking shit about people. And I've been saving all kinds of stuff. I'm going to start making more videos because I've thought about this today. I'm like, I've been saving all these videos for reaction, and I haven't done anything with them. So it'd be a good idea to do something with that shit. And but you get the preview on every Wednesday. You'll get a preview of some of the stuff that I'm gonna be using for some of these videos. So I appreciate that, and I'll use some of the comments you made during the show if I can, and we'll have just good old fucking time, right? All right, so that's it. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Here come the links. Here are today's links, including all those videos. And that's it. I gotta go. Thank you. My name's PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.